In the last video, Carlos told us where he came from and what he went through for 10 years trying to make a living skateboarding. And then that's when he had his big break.
Who introduced you to Aaron? How did that conversation go? Like, how was that first time?
I met Aaron at Manny Mania, like 2009. He was talking about starting something called Braille. I didn't know what it was at the time. He's like, if you're ever in the San Francisco area, hit me up and then we'll skate. But obviously, I was just busy skating contests and doing things in Southern California, so I didn't have time. A bunch of years go by, and then Nigel just hits me up about, filming with Braille Crew. At the time, it was like just Lance and Aaron would come out to, the skate park, Lake Street. I was like, well, what are you going to skate? He's like, well, I guess they're going to skate like a door and a TV. I was like, what the hell? Sounds interesting. Let's go check it out. Aaron comes in with like a big door. And he's like, yeah, we're going to put trucks on it. We're going to skate it. I'm down, I guess, anything for content at that point. So every other weekend they would come down and Nigel would just come pick me up at my house in LA and we would just figure out how to skate these weird things, It just got weirder and weirder. And I was like, okay, so this is what Braille is.
What'd you think of it at first? Did you dislike it or did you think it was fun?
I thought it was fun, but more interesting than anything. Because at the time, this has not really been done at all. Every day it was like, okay, Lance and Aaron are in town. Okay, get ready to get out of your contact.
So with Braille, when you first got hired, how did they basically pitch it? They said, we'll pay you to stay here and film every day. Well,
I taught skateboarding for 10 years. So that was one of the parts of the job. We definitely, we filmed you at Lake Street. Do really well in those videos. People really like your personality. So how do you feel about moving up to the Bay Area?
My name is Aaron Cairo. I'm a sponsored skateboarder from the San Francisco Bay Area. And today, I'm going to teach you how to pop shove it.
I have to be willing to leave in order to further my career. And I took that leap, Got there and actually stayed at the warehouse for the first week and a half. I was just sleeping on a futon.
That's insane.
Cold. Dude, it was cold too, man. I'd get up and talk to Gabe, figure out what videos we were supposed to shoot, and just kind of said, okay, I have no distractions at this point. Everything's on me right now. So I'm just going to do the best I can to help this channel grow as much as possible. And then I started teaching the lessons, and those went really well. I was able to help the lesson program build because I just had people coming back constantly. And I would just work maybe sometimes 10 to 12 hours a day. Film a few videos for Braille Army, a few videos for Main Braille, and then I would teach 6 or 7 people.
That sounds insanely exhausting.
It was, but it was it was a learning experience because in my eyes, people think I was burning myself. But after the last 2 years, yeah, definitely. But initially it was I was just a yes man. I had nothing better to do.
So you never said no to Gabe's offers of video concepts?
Nope. No, if I ever did, it was maybe 2% of all the questions he 98% of me was just always down for whatever. Let's put the damn 20-foot box down the Braille down. Down to do something down it. You look down, you're like, damn, that's steep. All right, ready? Let's do it.
Oh my God! Yeet!
Holy crap.
Should we put something under there? No, don't do it.
Carlos,
Don't.
no, the divots in there.
Yeah. No.
Ready?
No.
because that's the whole point of Braille. It's like pushing yourself to get better and better as much as you can every day. And don't get me wrong, like there was not like always 100% success. Like I got hurt a lot at warehouse. Smacked my head like 15 times. You know, like did the splits, like tweaked my ankle like twice in 1 week, and like I can go on cataloging it for all the injuries. But the main thing that kept me going was when we would actually successfully get the videos done. And when they would do good content-wise, seeing that people like loved what you were doing, it kind of just like humbles you out and makes you want to keep going. You know, there was a big drive to be like grateful for it, because people would be like, "Yeah, do it again, do it again." And I think one of the craziest ones was the nail board.
Oh, you went off the Braille drop on the nail board, right?
Yeah, broke it, rode away. Like that was probably one of the craziest things I've ever done.
How long were you with Braille?
Not as an employee for about 3.5 years, but as an employee a little over 2 years. I left because towards the end, it's like I didn't really know what else to do there, you know? Like I kind of, not mentally burn myself out, but physically, I just feel like it was just my time to move on and like work with other programs. And like I'm thinking about starting my own teaching program very soon.
Where would it be based out of?
I think like for starters out here, I'm going to be here for a while in Arizona.
Cool.
And to follow up with your original question, why did I come out here? It's because I've been gone for about 16 years, away from my initial family. So you see family and they're more like older now. Like my nephews and nieces are like pretty much taller than me. And you kind of just want to catch up and I owe them a lot of my time. But I'm still skating. I'm still pushing myself to get better every day, you know, like progress daily. I just owe my family a lot of time. So I'd rather be around them for the next few months and lay low and just work on a lot of the stuff that I want to get better at.
How did the conversation go? When you were about to leave Braille, who did you talk to and what did you guys talk about and what was the reaction and stuff?
I talked to Devin, the financial manager. And it got to a point where I think my body was just like bugging out. Like I had this like gnarly psoriasis on my face, and I was just like constantly just like sleep deprived, and you know, and I kind of realized at that point I'm physically overexerting my body right now, like, you know, because at that point, you know, I'm running skate camps, I'm doing lessons, I'm doing both channels, and I'll go home and like not even enough time to unwind. You know, just be pretty much exhausted. So I just kind of sat in my car one day and I just kind of said to myself, like I don't really want to consider it I'm quitting, but I think it's just time for me to move on. So I just called her, and it was like, it was 3 weeks before I left. I just called her one day and I was like, hey, I know like I just want you guys to know I've done like the most I can for the company so far. But I think it's time for me to move on and kind of do my own thing right now. Because I did dedicate a lot of my personal time to that company, to where I was just confined in that warehouse in so many ways. I was just there every day, and I would stay later to clean up. And trust me, it was a very fun, good experience. And I don't want anybody to ever think I left Braille on bad terms. You know, it was just, you know, it's like when it's your time to move on, it's your time to move on. You know.
Okay guys, I know that you've seen my hints on the last few Persistence Braille Army videos, but it's confirmed that I am now no longer going to be part of Braille as far as an employee.
How did she react and how did everybody feel? Was it an emotional goodbye? How did everything go?
People were more shocked. I mean, I think Devin kind of knew, like, I was already like tired and stuff, like all the time. And she you know, she's a mother type, so she wanted the best for me, and she understood. Gabe was a little shocked, but Aaron was as well, because Aaron doesn't really go to the warehouse that much. And like I've always been around Gabe the entire time, and they were just like, oh man. So I mean, they were all supportive of like what was going to keep me happy anyways. So they just said, okay, well, if that's your decision, we full on back it, but let's just film as many videos as we can before you leave. Easier now sometimes because like you're not on camera as much, so it's easy for you to actually just focus on your craft. It's been about 9 months. So when I went back to Braille, I was like, oh dang it, everything's different there. Obviously it's all brand new stuff. Mowgli called me a week later, and I gave him my number, and he kind of asked me about some of the how does Braille work, like, oh, the guy's cool, like, am I gonna fit in? I like basically took about half an hour of my time just giving him some pointers on, you know, like just how it is, and just explaining to him about the whole program. And Like I was like, dude, like you're a great skater. They're gonna love you when you get there. Don't worry. Be nice and just skate your best and just have fun, dude. Because at the end of the day, that's what skateboarding's all about, you know.
So when you first left, you went to Utah. What the hell were you doing in Utah?
I kind of had a relationship, but it was more of just, I was thinking of just getting out of California in general after, 15, 16 years of living there.
You were kind of in a relationship, you skated, and then you ended up in Arizona. So what happened with everything out there?
It started snowing.
Okay.
So it was just like, it got to a point where I'm like, man, I can't even skate out here. And like, I'm like hibernating like a bear. So like, what am I doing here?
You mentioned wanting to teach skateboarding probably out there. What are your ambitions right now with skateboarding?
Trying to work on a video part, definitely get better at skateboarding, and just spread the knowledge of skateboarding, Like, I'm the type to do that. When I see somebody struggling with a trick, I'll go up to them and say, hey, maybe you should just, like, lean in more. Like, give them as many pointers as I, like, learned from Braille. And to watch them land it and the smile on their face, it's like, you see, that's one thing I want to do, definitely. But right now, it's like, just focus on filming and just, like I said, just getting better every day. You can never stop getting better at skateboarding, no matter how much you, think you're done. No, you're not. As long as you start from a couple always every single day, you can just take it to like a different route. Like I've met a few pros growing up they're like my heroes, and I met them in person, and it was like, man, they're mean, So I told myself, if I was ever going to be a pro skater or be a part of any kind of program, I'm going to be the best person, nicest person that I possibly can. That's kind of just how I've been living. I just been working about who I am as a person and on and off the skateboard. I
remember those videos you're talking about where you started like kind of breaking out a little bit on the Braille, and you look way healthier right now. Like you look like you've gotten a lot of sleep.
Slept a lot. I've actually gained a few pounds, so I'm at my ideal weight.
Good.
It's helped. And my whole face is definitely cleared up.
Yeah.
I don't have any stuff anymore. So
I think you've built a kind of career that a lot of people would dream about. I think you've done a lot of things that obviously millions of kids would hope to do, even skate with Aaron Cairo. You got to do that every day. You worked at Braille for that long. Nigel, everyone, you filmed so many parts. Like, it's kind of crazy how much you've done in this.
The thing is, I would never think about it like that.
Yeah.
It's like looking back at everything. It's like, dang, it's a hell of a story to tell,
It feels good to see you in so much of a better place. And I feel like it's a perfect thing that 16 years later, you end up chilling with the family again and hanging out. And that's like,
mentally, it's good for you. It's
definitely. Well, now that we're like officially building a team, it's funny because you've been repping Progress Daily since day one, even before I was like even sure I wanted to do a team. But now that we're doing this, if you would be obliged to be a part of the team, that'd be amazing.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
We had that meeting before you even started the team, it's like,
yeah.
Cool. We talked about it, so yeah, I'm definitely down. I was thinking for an idea, I can take you to some of the spots I grew up skating as a kid.
100%.
They're all still there.
100%. As soon as all this is over, dude, I want to go there. I want you to come to New York. Like, I want to help. I want to do whatever. I love the amount of love that you give to people out there. How many people you've probably gotten into skating through Braille too? Is like, it's probably a lot of people.
Yeah, it's insane. That's a lot of my DMs, and they're just genuinely saying thank you to me. It's for me to everybody. It's my pleasure. The fact that I learned enough to teach and spread the joy and knowledge of skateboarding, it's something I am just so privileged to do. And it's like it's my pleasure. It's my honor to be a part of the skateboard industry after all these years. And it's a good life, man. It's been great.
And that is the story of Carlos up to this point. Obviously, in the future, we are going to work together on a lot of fun projects. I cannot wait to go to Arizona, bring him to New York City when the world allows us to. I am a huge fan of everyone who is a part of this team right now. We have 6 team members, and they're all legends in their own book, and they're all also killing it on Instagram. So you can check out the links in the description down below if you want to follow everyone. Of course, you can follow Progress Daily as well, and please be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Every week we are making fun, interesting, innovative, new videos for all of your faces out there. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
I love you. Believe me when I say how much I care. Forgive me, give me peace of mind. All I need is time to much I love you. Believe me when I say how much I care.